Okay, so let's set the scene. You've got a deal. I mean, a perfect deal. The price is locked in, the buyer's legit, and you're literally days away from that sweet, sweet closing. Everything is going according to plan. And then, bam! An email hits your inbox and just stops your heart.
Just 4 little words. Title is not clear. And like that, the deal you were already celebrating, it's completely dead in the water. It's a total gut punch. You go from planning a vacation to just total and utter confusion.
So how in the world does this even happen, right? We're not talking about some last-minute haggling over the price or a tenant suddenly causing drama. This isn't about a leaky roof or anything you can see or touch. No, this is something much quieter, something hiding in plain sight that can unravel a perfect deal.
What you've just walked into has a name. We call it Title Turbulence, and it's exactly what it sounds like, the silent crash that happens behind the scenes, turning what should have been a smooth landing into a complete and total wreck.
And this really gets to the heart of the danger. See, title turbulence isn't some negotiation tactic you can work through. It's a brick wall. It throws your entire deal into this weird legal limbo where nobody's quite sure who owns what, and the sale just gets frozen, usually at the absolute worst possible moment, right before you get paid.
So what's causing all this chaos? Where is this unseen deal killer hiding? Well, here's the kicker. The problem isn't with the property. It's buried deep inside your own filing cabinet. Deals don't die because of news surprises. They die from old secrets nobody bothered to clean up.
You know, for a lot of independent, mom-and-pop type sellers, there's this really common and honestly really dangerous assumption. They think that as soon as that earnest money from the buyer hits the bank, the deal is pretty much locked. It feels like a promise, right? A sure thing. But that's just not how the real world of closing works.
And this is where the disconnect happens. Your handshake deal and good intentions, they mean absolutely nothing to a title company or a lender. They operate in a world of pure, cold, hard facts. They're digging through the records asking, is there a perfect, unbroken chain of ownership? Are all the documents legally recorded? Are we missing a signature from a partner who left the business 10 years ago? That's what they care about.
Which really brings us to the big question, doesn't it? When you boil it all down, when you get past all the noise, what is the single biggest thing that torpedoes real estate deals, especially in the affordable housing space?
And there you have it. It's not your tenants, it's not the property taxes, it's the title. It's the one thing that most sellers completely take for granted, and it's the one thing that can sink the entire ship. The lesson here is so critical. You have to get this sorted out long before you even think about putting your property on the market.
Okay, so now we know the problem, let's get to the solution. And it all starts with giving your business entity, usually your LLC, a proper health check. We need to look at the anatomy of a clean entity to see what a buyer and their lender are really looking for.
I absolutely love this metaphor because it's just so perfect. Your LLC isn't just a name you made up. In the eyes of the law, it is the owner. It's the body that holds the asset. And if that body is, well, broken, if it's missing documents or has out-of-date info, it's seen as damaged goods, and nobody wants to buy a fixer-upper when it comes to legal structures.
So what does a healthy entity actually look like? Well, here's your checklist. Are your original formation documents up to date? Is that operating agreement signed by every single member, past and present? Are you in good standing with the state? Is your tax ID number actually active and tied to the right company name? And this is a big one. Is every single change in ownership over the years perfectly documented? If you can't say yes to all of these, you've got a problem.
Here's a simple way to think about it. Imagine you created your LLC way back in 1995. You know, back when we were all using dial-up modems. If you haven't really touched that corporate binder since then, you've got some serious updating to do. The world has changed, and it's very likely your ownership has too. The people who first signed that agreement might not even be the owners anymore. Who owns it now? That question has to have a clear, simple answer.
This quote just nails the buyer's perspective. They are not signing up to be a detective. They're not going to spend weeks trying to piece together 2 decades of your business history. They expect and need a clean, legally sound paper trail from day one until today. If you make them time travel, they're just going to find another deal. All right, let's wrap this up and get you a plan. The whole goal here is to take your paperwork from being this hidden, terrifying liability and turn it into an actual asset, something that makes your property easier to sell.
And it all comes back to this one simple and, yeah, kind of boring truth. Paperwork. corporate filings. Signing documents, keeping records, it's the least exciting part of owning property, but it is, without a doubt, the most important part of selling it. It's the foundation the whole deal is built on. And if that foundation is cracked, everything will come crashing down.
So I'll leave you with this one question. Take a hard look at your own business, your own LLC. Is that filing cabinet full of clean, organized, up-to-date documents that make you an attractive seller? Is your paperwork an asset? Or is it a ticking time bomb, just waiting for a title search to cause that silent crash? Only you can answer that.